Okay. All right. So in this assignment, it's kind of working on two things: just general use of Dropbox, making files, and then using Adobe Bridge. So the big new thing is using Bridge. So let's look at these first couple steps here. This is in slightly wrong order. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to delete this first part. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to practice using cloud-based storage and learn how to use Adobe Bridge. So the first step is we need to make some folders and subfolders. So first we go to our Dropbox folder for the class. And I want you to make, inside your Photos folder, two subfolders. You should have a folder called Edited and a folder called Raw. Raw means the photos that aren't edited yet, and edited means that they are edited. So two folders. So go ahead, make two folders. And then you're going to make a new folder outside of just in the general folder for the class, and you're going to call it Resume. That's where you're going to plop in a PDF or a Word doc of your resume. So make a resume folder. So that's the extent of the folders we're creating. Mm-hmm.
What was the folder you said for photos?
Inside Photo, you want to have an edited folder and a raw folder. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's just make a Module 1 assignment folder now too, just because we have to do that at the end step, but let's do that now. So make a new folder called Module 1 assignment, and we'll eventually copy and paste all of this stuff into that. Okay, so now in your raw folder, I want you to just find two photos from your phone or that are already on your computer that we can crop, that we can edit. So pick any two photos of your choice and put them in your raw folder, and also make duplicates and put them in your edited folder. So the same two photos in your raw folder and in your edited folder. Mm-hmm.
The HEIC files.
That's fine. Do you know what HEIC means? It's the default setting now in the iPhone. They're just smaller files, so they're compressed. High efficiency image capture, I think stands for. I'd recommend setting it back to the high, so if you go to settings, photo, you can change it, because it makes it a little harder to edit when you already have it compressed like that. Okay, and also put in your resume into the resume folder. Everybody know what the other word for resume is?
Curriculum, detail.
Yeah, CV. I think only the United States uses the word resume. Everywhere else just uses CV.
Is this supposed to?
Yeah, so we made a Dropbox folder with all of those folders in them. And your first, this is a subfolder, but this actually photo should be the main folder. So you want maybe we can move the folder out. Yeah. So now you've got edited. That's good. And then we can move into the edited. So these are the two subfolders. Edited raw, and then you got those in there. That's right. Okay. Now we're going to move on to using Adobe Bridge to crop these photos and to do some other instructions. So if we look over here, perform all below steps in Adobe Bridge. These are the instructions we're going to do next. So first one, in images, edited images, change the image file name so that they describe the image in one word. Okay? So you see I've already done that, and I've changed my edited image names. Actually, let me copy these first. Copy, paste. Go to here, paste. I've changed them to an appropriate name for the photo. So come up with a name for the photo of your choice. If it's a landscape, you might want to use the word landscape. If it's a portrait, you might want to use the word portrait. If it's a dog, call it a dog. So we're just naming our photos. And to do that, you can click on the photo and then eventually it'll get highlighted. So if you click, it'll get highlighted. I think it's the same on a PC. PC Friends, is that the same way? Okay. So your raw photos, you don't have to change the names, but your edited photos should have their new, beautiful names. Mine already has it. It's okay. It's up to you. But definitely your edited photos should have the new names. Okay, step 2. In the metadata for the two above images, add creator's name, which is your name, email address, headline, keywords, description, and the credit line. Does anyone have a guess of how we go about adding this metadata? So metadata just means information. So it's extra information about the photo. If we want to embed information within the photo, what we're going to do is control and alter the metadata. So to do that, we're going to open up Bridge for the first time. So I would recommend putting Bridge into your doc here if you have a Mac. It just saves you time. You're going to use Bridge for the whole semester. Put it in your doc. If you don't have it in your doc, that's okay. You can just, open it up in Creative Cloud here on in this icon, or you could go to your apps folder and find it. You could do Sherlock. You could do this magnifying glass and find it, spotlight search it. So what I'm going to do is double click on Bridge and open it up. and then open up the folder. So under Photos, Edited, there I've got my photos. And let me talk through this workspace in Adobe Bridge. Be sure you're taking notes, 'cause this is not something you're going to remember just by me showing it to you once. Here's the path bar for your files here. That's how you would find your file. These are different workspaces. I'll walk you through the workspaces. We're going to use metadata, the metadata workspace, but libraries is one way of looking at it. That's a nice way to find your folder first. Then you can go to Essentials. I don't really use Essentials, but it's a nice way of seeing several different features at once. Film strip I use a lot because I can have a nice big thumbnail of the images and then a larger version of it on top here. So it's a nice way to like scroll through your images. You can rate them. You see these stars? You can rate them and then sort them based on their ratings. It's a nice way to visualize it. Output I don't really ever use. Metadata is what we're going to use next. And then keywords, if we put a bunch of keywords in our metadata, it's a nice way of finding the photo. Let's say you've got thousands of photos and you're a photographer and you want to look for all the dog photos. If you just type in a keyword dog, then you will be able to sort and find it through filters. There's also a bunch of these filters here too. So let's go back to metadata. Here are my two photos. If I click on any photo, the metadata will change because there's different metadata for each photo. And here's where you would add the metadata for instruction 2. You go to IPTC Core, and all of the specific rows are in IPTC Core. So creator, put in your email address, creator email. And then for creator, put in your name. I put in a description for my photo. Photo of street and dog shot in Saigon in December 2019. I put in the credit line, which is also just my name. Who gets the credit? Who took the photo, basically. So it should be the same as creator in this case. And I think that's everything. Did I do headline? It's credit line, description. I think, let me see if I ask for headline here. Headline, yeah. So you should put in a headline. A headline is just a less than a sentence. It draws your attention to a story, like a newspaper headline. And it should have active words, so words that are action words, vocab that is action-oriented verbs. So for this photo, what would be my headline? Dog enjoys morning light. That's my headline. So be creative, come up with a fun headline for your photo. And you do that for both photos. So I'm going to move on. That was just to show you how to do it. You can do the other two on your own time. When you complete the above steps, close Adobe Bridge. Oh wait, we haven't cropped yet. So open the 5 images with Camera Raw and crop them one by one. Click on Done when you crop an image. Move crop images to edited images. Move cropped headshots to resume profile photos. Okay. Actually, I'm going to change that. I don't think we need it in resume. edited images as well. So this is, the next step is to crop. So let's go to Bridge, and we do the crop in an app called Camera Raw. And this is the icon for Camera Raw. It's this aperture. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. It's this guy. See, it says Open in Camera Raw, so we want to click on that to open Camera Raw. So here's my photo. So there are a couple ways to edit this. Yep.
It says camera is enabled.
Is it enabled?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to go to OTS because you've got some other apps that aren't downloadable, right? Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to go to OTS for that. So to crop this, we use the crop tool here. And then hit these corners and change the dimensions to whatever you like. Let me show that again to you. So this is the crop tool. Click on these corners to change the crop, and then click Done. Let's see how it looks. Oh, now it's opening up in Photoshop. Oops. So to look at it, it's easier to look at it in film strip. So I'm gonna go to the film strip workspace here up on the top and take a look at it, and that's my new crop. And what's nice about Camera Raw is that all the actions that you make on it, it's non-destructive, which means it always keeps the original file, and it just stores the actions that you make. So however many crops you make, however many changes you make, the original file isn't changed. And in fact, like, to get this actual version, to get the final version of it that you would want, you would do a couple other steps to export it as a new JPEG, but we don't have to do that. But this is just to say that Camera Raw is really useful in terms of editing a file without actually changing the original file. It's really useful for that. So let's go to this photo. If I wanted to edit this one in Camera Raw, I'm going to click Camera Raw. And so for this one, I could just press the crop tool. Another way to crop is especially when you've got angles that are a little off, like this camera is not completely horizontal. You see this line, it's slightly angled. So if I wanted to quickly straighten it out, I can use this ruler here. It's the straighten tool. Shortcut is A. Click on the ruler. And then if I just click on a straight line and drag, so I've decided that this is the horizon line, this grass line, and then drag to the end, and then release. Now it's going to straighten it based on that line. And then you click Done, and you see now it's straightened. So that's a nice fast way of straightening your photos. Make sense? Okay, so 2 ways to crop there using Camera Raw. And then the next steps are for you to take headshots I'm going to explain that after I show you the last couple steps here. So when you complete the above steps, close Adobe Bridge. Now make a new folder and copy paste your photo and resume folders, subfolders into this new folder. I'll change the spelling for that. And then compress your file. Here's links to how to compress for a Mac or a PC. And then you upload your zipped file named last name, first name, module 1 to your Dropbox account and submit the link to the Moodle assignment. So those last steps, let's say we're all finished. What you do is you copy and paste your photo and resume folders into the module 1 assignment. So you would hold shift, get photo, get resume, command C, and then go into module 1 assignment and do a command V. And that's how you get photos and resume in there. This should be called photos. I'll do that so you can see. I'm going to delete this, move to trash. So I'm going to take photo, resume, hold shift, command C to copy, and then go to module 1 assignment, command V to paste. Both of those are in there. I'm just going to double check my work. I've got edited, I've got raw, and then I've got resume. It should be in there if it was finished. And then you've got to compress your file. So here's the module 1 assignment folder. I right click and go to compress. Now I've got a zip file. I rename it last name, whatever your last name is, first name, whatever your first name is, module 1. And then this file, you just drag it into the Moodle assignment. And that's what you submit to the assignment. That's the last step. Okay? For your headshots, so we need 3 headshots. And those go into the raw and edited photo folders as well. So for those specific instructions, you'll go back to the Moodle assignment, and it's right here in class activity. You're going to read a short article on how to take good resume or profile photos, and then with a partner in class, go ahead, find a nice spot. I recommend outside to take 3 headshots. So outdoor light that is diffused is really nice. Diffused means that you've got soft light where you're not going to get a lot of harsh shadows from your light. So find a good background that has some texture, maybe the front of the church, any buildings, or maybe foliage that's around here. Use portrait mode on your phone. That always does a nice job of blurring the background so that we can focus on the portrait itself. Okay, so that's the last step. So go ahead and find a partner, take your photos, and you would crop the photos. Well, the original photos you would put in the raw folder, duplicate them, put them also in the edited folder, but then edit the edited folder photos and crop them until you're happy with them using Bridge. And put some metadata in there as well. So each headshot photo should have the same metadata, so you can do it once and then just copy and paste the metadata into all the other photos. Yep.
When you edit them in Bridge, does it automatically save that cropped version?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have to
It saves it.
Okay.
You're good. I can see the original and I can see the final version.
Okay.
That's everything. Yep. Question?
Oh, no,
Thank you.
discussion ahead, so.
Okay. So I'm here if you have any questions. If you feel like you're done, come up to me. I just want to double check your work, make sure you didn't miss anything, and then you can leave if you're finished before class. This is due before the next class. So before next class, this assignment is due, and we have a quiz next class. Okay.
And the quiz is everything on the board?
On the board and from the last class.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.